I mean, for me, it is a moment of anguish because all my life, would you mind if we stop for a while?
He stops rolling. He goes off, cried for 20 minutes, I believe.
I was only 11 years old, you know. My father was director of broadcasting. He called home and told us to turn on the TV. It was not live telecast. Mr. Lee broke down, and Mr. Lee wrote in his memoirs, my father advised him not to cut that scene. It was useful to show that it was a genuine moment of anguish.
He actually stopped and cried because he felt guilt over all the people he was leaving behind. In 1965, my father was the Minister of Sabah Affairs here in the federal government, Tun Fuad Stevens. He had played a crucial part in bringing Sabah into the Federation of Malaysia. He was originally very against it. Malaysia was a bit of a worry for people who are non-Malays. Culturally, we're very different. We're not majority Muslim. We were all sorts, really. Whereas Malaya had more communal type politics. And there was rising Malay nationalism. Lee Kuan Yew was the one who convinced him.
I think it really was something that Lee Kuan Yew himself from Singapore wanted. So Sabah was probably less enthusiastic about it, but with the knowledge that Singapore was going to be there, was open to this idea of the formation of Malaysia.
My father put in years of hard work, uphill and down dale, selling this idea of Malaysia to my people. He had his hopes built up. Then Singapore walking out, it was a major paradigm shift. And he wasn't even told about it. He wasn't even asked what he thought. This letter, I found it going through my dad's old files, which my father wrote to Harry Lee Kuan Yew on the 10th of August, 1965, just after the separation of Singapore from Malaysia. My dear Harry, never in my wildest dreams would I have believed that Harry Lee Kuan Yew was a quitter, and that is exactly what you have proved to be. Throughout all the shouting and mudslinging, you have remained a friend, and I have calculatedly refrained from throwing any mud at you privately or in public. Now I find that the friend... Now I find that the friend, the idol, is made of cheap clay after all. Yeah, I don't think they ever saw each other again.
Lee Kuan Yew would have been emotional, exhausted. The morning on 9 August, they announced it didn't happen overnight. They would have been preparing for it, and there would have been much, let's just say, a lot of stress and to and fro.
The 9th of August was a heartbreaking and traumatic day, and evidence of this can be found in this dispatch from the Deputy High Commissioner from Singapore to the Commonwealth Relations Office on 10th of August. And in it, he wrote that he had a long discussion with Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew at 1 o'clock, 10th August. To quote him, Lee told me he was still worried about solidarity of PAP cabinet, particularly To and Rajaratnam. They, whose homes were in Malaya, had been brought to sign the separation agreement only by great efforts. Dr. To and Raja was left completely in the dark. It was a complete shock. They were told on 7th August, and on 7th August itself, they were expected to sign it. To Chin Chai and Raja, during their arguments, were stressing the point that we cannot betray all those who have come on board because of us. I mean, it is a betrayal of allies. It's like going to battle, you march them up the hill and you say, bye-bye, you're on your own now, we are going down the hill, and you carry on the fight. So it's not in Dr. To and Rajaratnam's conception to leave their allies stranded. Like Mr. Rajaratnam said, it is like abandoning friends and family. separation of kith and kin. Mr. Raja rallied his relatives and friends in Seremban, where he was raised, to form one of the strongest PAP branches in Malaya. It meant letting down everyone that have put their trust in both of them. But Mr. Lee must have felt guilt as well. You must understand, they're all humans, and they were all feeling a whole tumult of emotions.
It's all in retrospect. Much later, then I realized that it was useful to show that it was a genuine moment of anguish. It probably helped create some sympathy and goodwill.
I do believe that Lee Kuan Yew was genuinely, emotionally anguished. But if he did intentionally leave that part in where he was very emotional, it's because he also knew that as a politician and as a political leader, he would be able to gain traction and political capital out of that moment.
It was a desperate time for Singapore. Indonesia was still fighting an undeclared war against us. No defense, no foreign affairs. The economy was linked closely to that of Malaya. Unemployment was very high. It showed Singaporeans that this was a desperate time, to the extent that even Mr. Lee broke down. Now, I guess it definitely didn't hurt him, and it probably helped rally people.
There's nothing to be worried about. Many things will go on just as usual. But be firm, be calm. Let us really, Singaporeans, we unite. Regardless of race, language, religion, culture.